Oh, there you are. It's cool. I was just hooking this up to Facebook. I got you.
Hi.
Hey, what's up? What are we? Yeah. Yeah. Grace was on this morning, and I think just based on the noises you're making, I think you're in the same place she's been. We've all been. We've all been, actually.
I think so, yeah.
Here, I need to share this out. So go ahead. You know, we don't do anything professionally here. We just whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean,
what's
yeah,
been?
I'm sorry. I was again just laughing because, every time before I come to your show, there's something big happening for me. But I think now it's for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grace was talking about the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I've seen this a lot around, people mentioning the last 2 weeks, and yeah, I agree. But for me specifically, the super intense part was from this weekend.
From this weekend?
Yeah. Oh, should I maybe close Facebook?
No, that's me. I'm still getting sick. So this past weekend or this past week or what?
Yeah, this last weekend. So almost a week ago on Saturday, I woke up because I thought I will throw up,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was laying in bed for 2 hours because I was supposed to go surf, and I went then, but I was just thinking maybe I should just sit by the toilet because I feel like yeah. And then for the whole weekend, except the surfing, which was really good because it helps me to be in the ocean always.
Yeah.
But I was just laying in my bed for the rest of the day and the whole Sunday. And Monday was super heavy for me, stomach pain, and yeah, not fun.
Well, what was it, 2 days ago? I think it was 2 days ago. So it would have been Tuesday and Wednesday. Yeah, Tuesday and Wednesday. Yeah. So yeah, we talked about it. There was a real sad feeling. Like Morgan was crying. I was crying a little bit. I was just walking around the street and crying. And then the other people were talking about it. We did an open mic yesterday. So I don't know, just a collective. I mean, did you get anything out of it? Did you get any type of intel out of it? Any understanding at all what was happening?
So what I got, I usually don't even ask anymore what's happening.
Right.
But on Monday, I was kind of desperate because, just physically and in many ways, I was not feeling well. So I asked what the hell is happening, because I felt there are a lot of upgrades and like deep stuff. And what I got was that those of us who are experiencing this are massively up-leveling so that we can hold space for when the collective will make the jump.
Yeah, that resonates.
Yeah.
That resonates a lot. That really does. And that thing happened in the Amazon too.
Yeah.
Seems to be, we talked about it on the last show. Somebody brought it up yesterday. But I mean, I don't know. It seems like it's all tied together, but that resonates. Yeah, I remember 3 or 4 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, and I was saying to Morgan, I was like, "Oh, okay, so all of us are doing this. Everyone on the earth is doing this." And she's like, "No, I don't think so. I think it's the, whatever you want to call it, the first waivers, whatever you want to call it. They're anchoring it, and they're, just like everything else, and that's how I feel. I feel like even though we've had, because Grace was talking about July was very difficult. I think you and I talked at the beginning of July. It was a lot of stuff coming up, and but even though all that's been going on, there's a lot of magic going on. Like Vera,
Yes.
like Vera and Augusti. I mean, a lot of people leaving. I mean, every time I open up the news feed, somebody says, I just got rid of all my stuff and I'm going to go somewhere, and I'm scared, but I'm happy, that type of thing. And, but I think along with it, from the way I see it is, we've said this before, that we're getting the closet cleaned out. But
Yes.
this time it's like, wow, I mean, it's like, I felt it like a dragon energy, like the Kali goddess energy, but it was masculine. And I felt it came here, it came in, and it said, we're going to clean this shit up. We're getting this clear. And to me, that's like preparation for something, which is what you're saying.
Yeah. And I felt this, so like you said, that Morgan was saying, I feel there is a group of us who hold the frequency for the collective and for the earth to make the jumps to the next levels, to expand. Everybody, of course, has their role. Like everyone who is alive right now on earth has their role. Otherwise, they wouldn't be here. But yeah, I feel there is a group of us holding the frequency, and what I was feeling is that something really big is coming for the collective, and we need to prepare ourselves to hold this container for this big jump of the collective. I don't know when this is coming, because usually, at least for these big things, I don't receive timelines, when this is supposed to be. I mean, I was feeling that July, August, we will go really deep. And September, October, I feel also will be, challenging. I don't know. But again, a lot happening, maybe in a different way.
Yeah.
But like you said, there is also bliss. I mean, we've opened up so much that we don't get dragged down when this clearing happens. I mean, we do temporarily, but at the same time, we know that this is for a purpose, so that we can see and feel ourselves more clearly and express ourselves more clearly with more authenticity.
I wonder if, that resonates too. I wonder if, and I guess it's up to us, but I mean, I wonder if that what we're being prepared for to stabilize and balance and hold up the grid, light up the grid, or whatever you want to call it. If whatever's coming is going to, in part or in total, be some type of occurrence or event that affects the whole world, like maybe a natural disaster or solar flash or something that everybody takes notice of, and that we don't lose our cool, that we keep our perspective and see it for what it is, and not get caught up in the literal aspect of it, the physicality of it, what I mean, or the mortality of it, like the illusion of death, the fear and all that stuff. I wonder if to me it feels like, and I don't know if it'd be like that, but to me it feels like something that's going to affect the whole world. The whole world can acknowledge, and rightfully so. Many people might freak out, but our place is to hold the ground and hold the light.
Yeah, I feel definitely that's what will be our role, to hold the ground, hold the frequency. I honestly don't know if this is going to be one event or what it's going to be. I've seen different things, but I also am aware that everything I see and feel, I interpret through my mind.
Yeah.
So I don't feel confident to say anything, in what form this will come. Is it going to be one event that will affect us all? Is it going to be many different bigger events, natural disasters. I don't know. I don't want to say anything because honestly, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean, it feels like something big, that will, the slap in the face that you get is always in a way that it reminds you that you are tiny human,
Yeah, which opens everything up to you have to take that end of the spectrum to get to the I'm everything part of it. This is really, as I'm talking to you, this is really sinking in. Like I can feel the truth of it, and it doesn't feel as comfortable as when we were talking about sacred sex or some of the other stuff. It doesn't feel heavy, like scary. I just feel it. I feel it. And then I read some of these comments. Dr. Joe says he doesn't normally do dates, but September 9th, 0909, he says seems significant.
I also don't know about dates, but 9/9 or 5th September, but I don't know why I've been getting this 5th September, maybe because something else is happening. But I remember, when was this? I think it was 2017, when I was living in Bali and the volcano there erupted. And it happened in September, if I remember correctly. And we were with my best friend, Kaya. We were it erupted before actually, but we went to Singapore to get the visa. And then we started getting all of these visions and feelings and, of big shifts. Like,
oh, wow.
Yeah. And we were like literally in Singapore and just felt like everything is shaking, like there is an earthquake, but there wasn't there at that moment. And we were freaking out actually, because of everything we saw. Later, we realized, okay, one thing is we interpret through the mind, through what the mind knows. Also, when you see something really big, you can freak out. That's another thing. And another thing is we are jumping timelines all the time. So
yeah, true.
Maybe that's what we saw in that moment through the frequency holding of this group of people. Maybe some of this was how do you say, averted? I don't know what's the word.
Yeah. That's a good point. Grace took us through a meditation, or whatever you want to call it, a prayer, a pleading, a declaration at the end of the show in regard to the Amazon, and in regard to claiming our power to avert disaster, or to create transformation. We have that power. So I think that's a really good point. Maybe that's part of the space we have to hold. Let me ask you, were you in Bali when the volcano went off?
Yes. We were living there at the time, and everybody, the tourists started escaping, going away, not traveling there. Some people moved out. It was just scary. I mean, we were not close to the volcano.
We weren't. So, but that was my question. Is so, like, how was it? Like, if that's anything like what's coming. I mean, I'm not saying that is, because I am not into the fear programming or any of that. I don't fear any of this stuff. But I'm just curious: is how did the masses react in Bali? I mean, were the people in fear, and were there?
I think, well, first of all, in that time, we were living kind of like hermits, so not connecting with many people. But I mean, there was not like panic, they evacuated people around the volcano, but then the main problem was if the ash would travel around and, breathing the ash. So the water, like we bought water, we bought some supplies just in case, we bought masks. I mean, I have to say that I was not calm, like
No, no.
honestly. And at the same time, of course, family was saying, "Come, like, why are you there? Come back, go away." But we felt very clearly we need to stay there, and also we felt we are safe.
Yeah.
We felt actually that we need to stay there to hold those grid points, to hold the frequency there.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. Like if I could see, no matter what it is, I could see that, especially with what's gone on in the last few weeks, like cleaning up the house and getting prepared, because really what's happening there for us is that we are elevating.
Yes.
When this stuff comes in, it's getting flushed out, we are elevating. So I could see that. And the other thing too is, if you look around, you notice that there's our brothers and sisters are being positioned all over the world. I mean, Vera and Augusti, again, they went to Brazil.
Yeah.
And we came to this, we woke up on the last day of July, in the only house we've ever had, and the only stability we've ever had. And we heard, you got to go.
Yeah.
You got to go. You got to go to Shasta. You got to go to Sedona. You got to go to the mainland, and you just got to go do it. Rick Jewers is doing it in Canada with a couple of his friends. So there's something about that. There's something about that part of it. Sandra Walter just moved from Shasta after a few years to Sedona. And I was talking to her the other night. I went to her TV taping, and she was saying that she's not, like, I said, how's Sedona? She goes, well, I'm going different places. I mean, she's got a place there, but so there's something about that's significant. Yeah. I think so.
Yeah. I mean, I was always moving like I was guided to. When the guidance came to move, especially in the last 7 years, I was like, okay, let's go. So also now, of course, I don't know. For some reason, I feel that I will be based here in Portugal.
Yeah.
But how can we ever know for certain?
That may be the case. Grace just went back to Denmark a few months ago and manifested this incredible house. I think that's very possible and we certainly wouldn't resist it. we get, but I think for some, some you hold down a grid point. I mean, it would be the other way around for me. So for the first few years, I know in retrospect that I was in Houston, Texas, walking the streets homeless, getting my own place eventually, in a specific area, doing grid work, not even knowing that I was transforming the area, which was important, and it came to me later. And then I went on the road. So some people go on the road and they go anchor a certain access point on the globe.
Yeah, I think I'm observing that in the last year, maybe, that it's a bit, the roles are shifting. Some of us who are moving around for some years, like me, like for 7 years I was moving around. Now I feel like, okay, stay here. And I saw some other people started moving.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what I'm getting at. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's just got to keep following the guidance. But yeah, so you bring this up because I hadn't thought about that in a while. I remember when we were in Hawaii, we were talking one night, Morgan and I, and I said something about that type of, or the type of worldwide catastrophe or something like that, something that the human would. And I remember she saying something like, I remember her saying something like, to the effect like, she's prepared. It wouldn't phase her. And I thought to myself, that's how I feel about it. Like because I know there's no death, and because I know that we are coming into our own, and we actually can dictate and, like you said, avert things. And I think things have been averted. I think there's been
I think
a lot of stuff's been downloaded and channeled that was credible over the last few years. It talked about hurricanes being moved and earthquakes being minimized, and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
and I hadn't thought about that till today, until you were telling me about that. I hadn't thought about, but it does certainly feel like September. And I remember last year, I remember all year long, I kept hearing September is the month of completion. And as I understand it, and I'm not a numerologist, but I think 9 is.
I think so. Yeah.
And then of course everything points to 2020.
Yeah. It's gonna be another big year, but like for every next year we say now it's really, our year is gonna come down, I feel that we were saying this for 2020, but I don't know. I see a big transformation, a big expansion for the collective in 2020. And I feel many of us are getting ready, like I said, to actually support the people that will go through the awakening.
Yeah.
And all the changes and overwhelm and doubts and everything that comes with it.
Yeah. And I think too, another thing I'm picking up on too, doing this work is there's a lot of people waking up now. There's a lot of people asking questions.
Yeah.
A lot of people asking questions. I mean, picking this up from people in their posts and even on the show. So that's and then of course you throw in the young people, that changes everything. Like we're talking to Vera and Augusti a couple of days ago on the show, and they're living in this community, and I think they share a household, and there's a couple of kids, and that, because they were talking about the dynamics of everybody being conscious and respecting each other and speaking directly to each other and how different that was. And then you throw in a couple of kids, and that's like, that changes everything. They don't even have to say anything.
Yeah, and what's interesting now that you mentioned the kids, I was just posting today a video, like an energy report, but also yesterday when I woke up, I was just feeling babies in the field.
Oh, wow.
Like legions of souls that are just waiting to jump into bodies.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
I feel that this will be the kids who will not forget, who will be born. Yes, not forgetting it. Yeah.
Yeah, come in and take over.
Yeah.
I was told that. When I went through my wake up, which 8 years ago. But I was shown a lot of things, like we all were, for our own path, and so I was shown Soulogy, and I was shown that. So I would have been about 50, and I'm 50. I'm 57. I'll be 58 in December. So I was shown that you're going to bust your ass for 5 or 6 years, and at 57, 58, these kids, and it was talking about Soulogy, but I think that's just another name for the whole thing, the collective, the energy, the transition. But that, like, these kids would come in and just take it over and just run with it. And I can see that now being really an energetic, a message that was describing energy, not Soulogy, but the whole collective energy. And that makes sense that you're feeling babies ready to jump into souls as we approach 2020.
Yeah, it was, I felt already before these kids waiting to come in, but yesterday was really
that's powerful.
Like never before. Yeah,
that's really powerful.
Yeah.
Have you noticed, I didn't know you were a surfer. I'm jealous.
I'm learning.
Yeah. Well, I haven't even started on that. I'm not there anymore, but have you noticed, and I love the ocean. And when I was in Hawaii, I got a lot from being at the ocean. A lot of times I would even go by myself, and just, there was something about it. And I could actually, first of all, it felt very maternal, like a mother. And it was also very forceful and powerful. But it seemed like it always, it would kind of change as the energy changed. It would like give me this message one day and this message the next day. Do you notice that in the ocean? Does it speak to you? Do you get feelings from it?
I mean, mostly when I get in, for me, is healing.
Yeah.
You know, being held. And even here, so here there's the Atlantic Ocean. It's cold and it's pretty strong, you know, so it's different, but every time, mostly what I feel when I get in is that I receive some kind of rebalancing or realigning, like I'm coming home. You know, I am definitely a water being. I felt this always, and I think those of us who are attracted to water and the ocean, when we are in the water, we receive the water codings.
Oh.
You know, so yeah. So it's very powerful every time. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I just wondered because of what's been going on, you know, because I haven't been there for 2 weeks. I've been around the ocean a little bit, but not like I was there where you could see it every day.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, Sarah Griffiths, she said that about 992. She also said about the kids. She says that it's her husband and her, and then a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old, and the baby's an ET. Yeah. And then Crystal Hardy's got a daughter coming in February. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. You know, you get so caught up in what's happening, and rightly so. But that every day there's new souls coming, and those are not like, you know, when I was born or when you were born. These are coming in clean, aligned.
Yes.
And the whole design changes, you know, aging changes, you know, knowledge based on how long you live changes, you know, everything's changing.
Everything. And you know what I keep saying is, for these babies that are coming now, especially, I mean, this was of course always true that children need to feel safe, of course, always. But you know, they will need a safe space where they can feel they can be themselves. And then it will really be epic. But it's super important for all of us, those who are parents or maybe grandparents or aunts, doesn't matter, or just even working somewhere, or neighbors, anyhow you are in contact with children. It's really important to be conscious and to support the children, to let them know, to give them a sense of safety that they can be who they are.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No. I was thinking about it. You just jogged my memory. We were talking about that yesterday, and I don't remember. Was it Morgan? I think, or was it on the show? I think it was both. And talking about that state, you know, that state of being when we went into situations as children, totally trusting the environment, and then things not always going so well, you know. And by perfect design, you know, setting up shadows so we could clear and expand and elevate. But this is a situation now, you're right. They're going to actually be able to go into a situation's life, protected, trusting, free, and it not be impeded, or nothing is you know, going to interfere. So imagine what would have happened had all of us, or any of us, even one person, go through life totally free, totally uninterfered with, and think about the level of expansion and elevation, illumination that a soul like that would have.
And you know, not even just that. I feel that these children that are coming now, not all of them, but these ones that I'm feeling, they will come without the, let's say, or however you want to call it, burden or baggage. Without the baggage of the lineage. you know?
True.
We came in with that baggage, and then we got additional baggage from the conditioning and programming of the environment. I feel they will come already pure with a clean slate from that, you know, just how they are. And they will be also vulnerable,
Of course.
you know, for a certain time. That's why they will need this protection, like a safe space to really expand into who they are, because they will be different.
Yeah. Duncan says no karma.
Yeah.
But if you look, but really, if you look at that, if you think about one person or one community or whatever, a group of kids, I mean, it's not happened in our lifetime. But imagine that if you just looked at it as energy, imagine that energy being in that type of environment, you know, where there wasn't any distortion or distractions or anything, and fully supported to grow and evolve and expand the universe. That's phenomenal. That's a phenomenal thought, you know, to actually. Do you? So you were talking about you felt the babies getting ready to come into the souls coming into as babies and such, and you made some other comments before. So do you? Your intel, I know, is very special because I've watched some of your videos and I know you. Okay. So how do you tune in? Do you even have to tune in, or do you make it a point each day to tune in, or does it just comes into you?
It just comes. I don't choose when, it just comes. And then sometimes when I am, let's say, more challenged, then I ask and I tune in a bit deeper.
Yeah.
But normally it just comes, and I'm not looking for this information. I'm just open. I mean, you know, anyway, I'm in my life, I'm functioning in a way, I'm practicing my life in a way that I'm as open as possible to whatever I need to receive, so that I can be of highest service.
Yeah.
Basically like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, lately I can't even so much separate anymore what intel I'm receiving, because I feel a lot, it just integrates into what I do every day. So there is not anymore, you know, before it was like, okay, I'm receiving this message, I am passing it on.
Yeah.
Now I feel mostly, not all the time, like for the children, I received it, but mostly it's just like, it's already within me and I'm doing something already based on this message. You know, there is like not even this, I'm receiving it and now I'm passing it on. It's just, it's here and I'm.
Would you say it's more internal than external? Like we used to get stuff and it was coming in external, but you're saying like it's actually coming from inside out, as opposed to outside in.
Yeah, but you know, anyhow, in truth, we are just one aspect of source. So we are always receiving from there, from ourselves, because we are source. That's how I feel. You know, I'm just an aspect of source. I mean, I don't understand everything exactly. I don't know how to explain this. You know.
No.
But it feels more than feeling the messages within, I would say, is that I feel more integrated with everything, or with source. Yeah.
Sarah says the buffer and disconnect are gone now. We're fully online now.
Like that,
And Joe, Dr. Joe, in his infinite humor, says insider information, like insider trading. So, and did you notice, and people have talked about it, I've talked about it, the level of projection, and you've seen it in cycles, you know, like I remember last year, you would see it, people started projecting and calling people out, and then it kind of go down and then it come back up. But man, this lasts at least 2-3 weeks. There's been a lot of that going on. There's been a lot of it going on. And I think there's also been a higher awareness in it, whether you were being projected on or projecting, and that is to see the gift that it really is, the wake-up call that it gives, you know, we're catching it. We're catching ourselves. I think you're starting to see people own their shift, you know, to a degree.
Yeah. I mean, we are more aware when we are projecting and also when we are projected on.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
In general, yeah.
And I think too, you know, you look at it and you say, okay, why is this happening? And at the end of the day, it's happening. It's either testing you, it's for you, you know, so it's testing you. It's trying to show you don't have it all clear yet, or whatever the case is. And going back to what you're saying earlier, I think that a lot of it's been going on. It's not about, oh my God, these people aren't awake, or I'm not awake, or, you know, whatever, I got shadow, they got shadow. It's about the closets being really cleaned out and scrubbed, you know, so we can be as illuminated as possible for whatever this next stage is. Because it does feel like one. It does feel like something.
For sure. Yeah.
Man, this year's been amazing. Hasn't it?
Yes.
It's like every month has been a year.
Yeah. I was just thinking, you know, like we spoke, I guess, about a month ago for the last time, right? Mm-hmm. But it feels like so much has happened in this time, like a year of growth and expansion and everything.
Yeah. You're still putting out a lot of videos, I see. What are you doing, like a couple a week?
I started again one per week.
Okay.
I started again last week because I had to have a break. Oh, so okay, actually now I remember. Yeah, for some weeks I wasn't doing them. I was just there was so much going on and I just couldn't. Yeah.
I saw a couple. I saw a couple recently, but I didn't know that you had stopped.
Yeah, I stopped for some time. I stopped for some time and I started again on Lionsgate. And that video got so much response. I was was very surprised.
Isn't that something though? Because I know we're going through that. We're going through, like, okay, so middle of July, even a little bit before that, we were told don't schedule any more shows. And I'm looking at going, okay, you know, like, how are we going to survive? I mean, you know, everything's relative to what we're doing, but we were told this. We were told no, and don't worry about it. And it's funny because what's the old saying? Less is more. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like you're saying about putting out a video online on 8/8, and you hadn't put one out in a while, and the response is, yeah. So
it was like 5 times more than usually.
Yeah. Dawn Ivy said this has been a year of full moons every day.
Yeah, that sounds,
Well, too, you know, and you look back on your life and you're like, okay, when I was 17, this was going on. When I was 25, this was going on. I can look back at this year and I can tell you what was going on in January, February, March, every month. Every month had a certain theme to it, you know?
Yeah.
But whatever's happening right now, it seems to be at the same time it's going deeper or expanding. Something, to me anyway, feels like it's kind of leveling off. like it's kind of like landing to some degree. And maybe that's that energy that you're talking about with the stabilization of those people that are doing what we're all doing, the people here, and what you and I are doing. You know,
I think also,
in preparation to hold the grid up. Yeah.
I will just take a light here because I think it's getting dark.
There you go.
Now everything is happening so fast, I feel. You know, we can shift so fast. I mean, I think a month ago we were talking how everything is going faster, but now I think it's even faster.
Yeah.
The frequency has risen so much that you can shift, you can receive clarity in a moment, in the next day. You know, what took before, I don't know, 1 month, it took maybe 3-4 days. Now it can happen like this. Yeah.
It's very true. Information's moving really fast too. And I think that's another thing that, we're talking about it today on the show with Grace is because things are moving so quick, the people, whatever the energy is that served us, it could have even served us right through yesterday, may not serve us from here.
Yeah.
And that includes our own stuff, I'm Todd, I'm a broadcaster. I could wake up tomorrow and that's no longer, you know what I mean? That's no longer anything with the identity, I guess is what I'm saying, is really being stripped away. And I think that's creating some inner dialogue, certainly, and inner challenges / opportunities for expansion in all of us.
Yeah, of course. Always when there is empty space, the human gets confused. What now with this empty space?
Yeah.
I need to fill this space, but when you leave it empty, you will then naturally, organically expand into that space. Yeah, and that's happening a lot now. By the way, I'm just feeling that I need to do some light language today.
I was just going to ask you that. right when you were doing the light, I was like, I feel like I need to ask her to do a light language or a channel or something, Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Absolutely. We'd be honored.
Yeah. So what is the message of this? What will come through? I feel, I don't know if I need to explain. Maybe I will feel it later.
Yeah.
But right now, let's just go into it. So for those who are watching, and you, Todd, as well, if you want, you can close your eyes and just take a few breaths. Just slow inhale and easy exhale. And just allow your body to slow down a bit. To come into your natural balanced rhythm. Just give yourself some space for that. Because when you are relaxed, you are also more open to receiving. So just keep breathing slowly. And you can make the intention to receive whatever you are ready to receive right now. Arakea te shatareya ta kea te ka shera taya te ta kela tia ta shetaria ka eia ka te tara te kaya te tera te aya tera shia ka tara te ka tera ala kea ti te ka ara ke te sera tia ka shala te tara te tia kia sha. And just inhale, exhale, and keep breathing. Akera ta shera ia tala te kara sea ta tera tia sa kea ti shala te aya kera ti tara tea sea tia ka shela tia sera kia ta. Inhale. Exhale. And keep breathing. Karea te la tarate, shea elati, taratea sia kateka, ea te la ki, taratea tia, shela tia ka, tera kalatea, tera satea, shia tia katea ti, karatela tea, asha kea ti, tara tia kea ti. Inhale, exhale, and keep breathing. Sharatea seatia katea katera tia ta ashe tikaya kea tia ara tea ti satea kachia ta sera ta aya kera tia shea tia kashea ta ala kea tia ki taratea ki shaya ke aya tera tia kashea kia tarati. Inhale. Exhale. And just again, take a few slower breaths. And allow and invite the activation to land wherever in your being it needs to land and wherever it needs to activate something. So it is.
So it is. Thank you. It is done.
Yeah.
It felt like a third eye to me.
Yeah, so the last one was up here.
Yeah.
The first two ones were more like grounding ones, and then third one was around the heart, and fourth one was up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. That last one. Looked like a quasar was
Yeah.
throbbing. Yeah, that's beautiful. Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you have anything coming up? Any events or anything you want to tell everybody about?
So I have something coming up that I am not starting to speak about yet, but it's something I've been excited for a long time. And you know, when it's like for sure, and some things I need to fix, I will share it. So in a month, I will share it.
Cool.
Yeah, and I'm super excited about it. And it's just a way that I can more consistently support people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's been calling me for more than 2 years. But for now, I still have the Trinity activations, which are, you know, with the language of light, embodying the feminine on a deeper level, embracing the masculine, and inner union, inner marriage. So 3 activations.
And that's on the website, right?
Yeah, it's on the website under the tab activations.
Right here. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Right there. And then
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing this one here, the 3 minute.
So 3 minutes to shift. This is a freebie. It's very nice, I think. People really like it. It's 3 videos of 3 minutes. And they take you into a deep shift. People have been emailing me, you know, because I asked them to share.
Uh-huh.
And they had truly profound shifts. I'm so happy. It's I really invite you to try this. It's 3 3-minute videos.
Okay, so it's 3 minutes. I just signed up and maybe.
Yeah, then you just need to go into your email and confirm.
Oh, into the email. Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
So you fill this out, then
Yeah.
you go into your
the
email, and then you access it. Okay.
Yeah, first you confirm it because, you know, I'm in Europe, everything needs to be confirmed when you collect emails, and then already you receive the first video. So you start immediately, yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Oh, there it is. The Trinity activations, ignite embodiment of your true essence on a deeper level.
Yeah. And now I recorded, just if you click on the activations tab, I recorded a short video to explain a bit more about these activations.
Oh, I see. Right here.
Yeah, because I know, and I was receiving this just picking up from the field, but also when I was talking to a friend, she told me that, you know, she was thinking, I have done so much work already. How can this be useful for me? You know, I've been working on embracing my feminine, embodying my feminine, embracing the masculine. But this really takes you deeper. You know, I've also done a lot of work, but when I activated myself with this, it was a huge expansion, like a really, really big healing that I went through, and big shift.
Yeah, and these are 23, 25 minutes, so they're not like short. They're
Yeah. It's we go deep.
good.
Yeah.
That's good. You got anything else? You can't tell us about the big surprise coming up, but you say it's gonna.
Not yet. I just want to fix some things so that it's really sure. Yeah.
Okay.
But you know, just one thing I want to say to everyone who is experiencing or who has been experiencing overwhelm in this last week, couple of weeks, and maybe the feelings like, what's the point, or fear, or how can I do this? I just want to say or remind everyone that this is a normal part of the process.
Yeah.
That you get these doubts and fears, but just breathe and bring yourself back to the center and but just, you know, this, like, it's okay to feel like this.
Yeah.
It's okay. It doesn't mean that you are falling back to where you were, I don't know when, like 1 year ago or whatever. It doesn't mean. It's just showing you something that needs your attention.
Yeah.
But you are not failing at anything. Like, you are doing good. You are doing it.
I like that, and I think that's important. And you're right. There's been some. I saw a note from a brother. A brother made a post, I think yesterday, and it was pretty dark. And he's awake. I mean, he's doing the work for a long time, and he was very open about it though. He said, "I'm having these really dark thoughts, and anybody else out there?" And there was a bunch of comments, so I'm sure. But
And,
yeah,
you know, I was also thinking on Monday, I was thinking, is there a point of me sharing anything? Like, is it even useful for people? And of course, I know it's useful because I receive messages every day, but I was still thinking this, you know?
Yeah. That's a good way to describe it. And also that we're doing a damn good job. We're all doing a damn good job.
We are, yeah.
So yeah. So until the next time, and I'm sure I think I'm psychic because I figured out what you can't tell us about. You're gonna be releasing a surfing video. Yeah, I'm kidding. All right.
No, but we will be able to surf the cosmic waves together.
Right.
Yes.
There you go. All right, Maja. You take care.
Thank you very much.
Thank you always. I always enjoy speaking with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.